Hello everyone, my name is Bo Zhang. My individual presentation is about air pollution and the law. My individual presentation includes 4 parts. Firstly, I will give you some background information about air pollution. Secondly, I will introduce some bad effects about air pollution. Thirdly, I will introduce the air pollution conditions in several different countries. The last part, I will introduce the laws related to air pollution to curb it. Air pollution is varied. Taking it by and large, it is generated from 2 sources, natural sources and human-made sources. Pollen from plants, smog and particulate from volcanoes, and wind-blown dust belong to natural resources. Human-made sources include industrial waste gases and automobile emissions. My presentation will focus on human-made sources. Air pollution may result in environmental problems and damaging to living organisms, which include human. Environmental problems include acid rain, ozone depletion, global warming, and etc. The major air pollutants usually result from burning of fossil fuels. Burning can produce many harmful materials such as sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, various photochemical oxidants, and particulates. Those air pollutants are detrimental to human and ecosystem. Now I will introduce the acid precipitation. When sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide combine with water vapor to form sulfuric and nitric acids, they would fall back to Earth with the rainfall. Besides, in acid precipitation, these oxides and compounds from them can travel to long distance before dropping back to Earth. It can spread about 1,500 kilometers in 3 to 5 years. During the long transport, acid gases can convert into pollutant acid composition and disperse to broader areas. Acid precipitation is harm to humans and other organisms. It damages wildlife in lakes, rivers, and sea. It damages plants, reduces output of agricultural crops, and corrodes architectures and so on. Acid precipitation permeates into soil, increasing the release of heavy metals from soils and pipelines into drink water. Now I will introduce the ozone depletion. Ozone layer existing in stratosphere is a shield to protect the organisms in the Earth. Although it is only a relatively small portion compared with other gases in stratosphere, it absorbs most of the ultraviolet radiation from the sunlight, preventing ultraviolet light from reaching the Earth's surface. Excess ultraviolet is harm to human health. According to the finding from satellites, there is a hole of the ozone layer over the Antarctic, and the ozone layer has become thinner than before over the Antarctic. The scientists found the chlorofluorocarbons are the main materials destroy the ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbons are widely used as refrigerants in refrigerators and air conditions. Furthermore, chlorofluorocarbon tends to linger in the atmosphere for many years. Because of that, even though the use of it stops now, the ozone layer will still disintegrate for many years. Then I will introduce the global warming. Chlorofluorocarbons can also absorb heat energy radiated from the ground and launch them back to the Earth's surface. It will heat the atmosphere. Furthermore, the carbon dioxide, the major gas, results in the greenhouse effect. Burning of fossil fuels releases a large amount of carbon dioxide into atmosphere. Carbon dioxide absorbs the infrared radiation from the ground and retains infrared radiation in the atmosphere, rather than allowing it to escape. Infrared radiation increases the temperature of the Earth. Rising temperature can greatly affect the ecosystem of the Earth. The glaciers and the ice in polar will melt and the sea level will increase. It will submerge many coastal regions in the world and destroy many low-lying countries. The saltwater intrusion will contaminate the drinking water and soil. The last bad effect is human health. Air pollution is significantly threat to human health. Air pollution can result in respiratory illness, cardiovascular system disease, heart disease, lung cancer, and asthma. It even can result in premature death, especially children aged less than 5 years. According to World Health Organization report in 2014, the air pollution has already killed about 7 million people to die all around the world in 2012. Now I will introduce the conditions about air pollution in several countries. The first country is China. Air pollution is one of the most severe problems in China. The air pollution has significantly threatened the Chinese people's health. Many children grow up with serious respiratory illness in Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. The PM2.5 level in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Xi'an are usually exceed the air quality standard ruled by World Health Organization. If the 4 cities can decrease the PM2.5 level to meet the World Health Organization air quality guidelines, it may decrease at least 81% premature deaths. Now I will introduce the air pollution conditions in Europe. According to report, around 96% of city dwellers in the European Union lived in the areas where PM2.5 is above World Health Organization's air quality guidelines. The air pollution in the United States is also a serious problem. The air pollution has been becoming a serious problem since the early 1700s in the United States. Diesel engines, motor vehicles, and industries are main sources of air pollution. The most polluted cities are Los Angeles, Fresno, San Diego, and so on. According to the report of World Health Organization, India has the highest death rate due to air pollution. Okay, the last part I will introduce the laws to curb air pollution. The first country is China. In 2014, China government added new amendments. The new amendments is to increase the penalties for heavy polluters and give local governments greater responsibility to clean the skies. In the United States, the Clean Air Act of 1963 and the Motor Vehicle Pollution Act of 1965 were successively passed. In 1967, a stronger law, Air Quality Act, was enacted. In 1970, the Clean Air Act amendments stipulate the country to meet national air quality standards set by the Environmental Protection Agency, and it was realized by 1975. Other countries such as the European Union also legislate an extensive body of laws to control the air pollution. The air pollution has already a serious concern worldwide, and more legislation in different countries has been enacted. Thank you very much to hear my individual presentation. There are bibliographies I used in my individual presentation. Thank you.